They tell you forgiveness is a balm for the soul, a clean slate, a quiet, peaceful surrender to what's done. But what if the only real peace is watching the wolves choke on their own teeth? What if the dirt they threw on you, meant to bury your existence, becomes the fertile ground where your legend grows? They tried to write your eulogy, but all they did was hand you the pen to write their own obituary. It's a beautiful, twisted thing, isn't it? The same mouths that called you a ghost are now screaming from their nightmares. The same hands that tried to bury you in the desert of your own despair are now sweating in the full glare of the public eye. You see, they didn't just stab you. They orchestrated a symphony of silence around your screams. They fed on your isolation like vultures, picking at the corpse of your reputation, all while smiling in your face and toasting to your demise behind closed doors. And you were the grand banquet, the main course of their gossip, the punchline in their private jokes. And what happens when the banquet ends? Truth, my friend, rots faster than any secret. It starts with a whisper, a stray text message, a screenshot nobody was meant to see. Then it's a crack in the facade, a tremor beneath the perfect polished smiles. And now, the stench of their lies is everywhere. Every mask they wore is peeling off in public, dripping with the venom they can no longer disguise. Every slimy friend, every coward who hid behind pretty words, they're all exposed. Their reputations, once solid as stone, are now just another punchline in the digital ether. And the people, oh, the people, they're shocked. Shocked, like they weren't warned. Shocked, like you didn't bleed loud enough for them to hear. Shocked, like they weren't the front row audience, clapping for the show while you were dying behind the curtain. Their outrage isn't for you. It's for the inconvenience of having their complicity exposed. But what I love, what makes my blood sing with delicious laughter, is the panicked scramble that follows. Because if you were right, if you were telling the truth all along, then what does that make them? Not just accessories to cruelty, darling, but fans of your suffering, the audience that laughed while you burned. Now they come scrambling with their little apologies, their "I had no idea" speeches, their pathetic performances of concern. But their guilt isn't love. It's a cheap suit of armor. They don't want your forgiveness. They want an alibi. So you don't give it to them. You don't dare shrink for their comfort. You bled alone in the dark. Now let them bleed shame in the full, unblinking glare of the public. Let their stomachs twist at the sight of themselves in your story. Because you're not just surviving anymore. You're the reckoning, the walking verdict, the living, breathing sentence they can't appeal. Every room you step in now feels like a courtroom. Their eyes dart, their voices crack, because your very existence screams, guilty. They wanted to erase you, but all they did was carve your name in fire, and now the fire is spreading. This isn't just justice, this is thuggish justice. Not polite, not clean, not wrapped in ribbons. This is justice with scuffed shoes from stomping through dirt. Justice with brass knuckles hidden in its grin. They wanted you silent, but silence grew teeth. They wanted you broken, but you turned the pieces into blades. And now every scar is a weapon. Every laugh they stole is being cashed out with interest. The street remembers. The whispers on the block know the names, the faces, the snakes. And trust me, their reputations ain't walking away untouched. The funniest part is watching the people who once clowned you. They're the clowns now. Masks slipping, makeup smeared, performing apologies like circus acts. I didn't know. I wasn't part of it. I cared from a distance. Please, save the script. The audience already left. Their show is over. And here you are, front row, feet kicked up, smirking while the curtain collapses. That's the punchline, isn't it? They tried to bury you in lies, but all they did was plant a legend. You're the story parents whisper about at night, the warning that makes even devils nervous. Not because you're vengeful. No, that would be too easy. You're dangerous because you remember every face, every name, every coward who thought silence was survival. And now survival belongs to you. You own the streets, the story, the scars. You turn betrayal into capital. And trust me, the interest rates are cruel. You see these people, these self-proclaimed concerned citizens of your pain. Oh, they love to play shocked now. I had no idea. I can't believe it. Please. They believed it when it entertained them. They just didn't care until the cameras showed up. Until the screenshots hit group chats. Until the dirt they buried you in started crawling back into their bed sheets. Now suddenly they're appalled. Now they're victims of the truth. Victims? No, they were fans of your suffering. They had popcorn while you bled. They threw confetti when you stumbled. They were the laugh track in your darkest episode. And let's really get into it. Fake friends. Oh, they were front row, smiling in your face while sharpening the knife behind your back. Then when you called it out, they did that cute little head tilt. We're just worried about you. Worried? Yeah, worried the mask would slip. Worried someone else would notice the dirt on their hands. Now look at them sweating in public, deleting old posts, rewriting history like the internet doesn't have a memory. And don't even get me started on the snakes in suits. The ones who clinked glasses while your name got dragged. They thought their hands were clean because they never touched the blade. Newsflash, darling. Cheering for the stabbing makes you just as guilty. And now they walk around with that tight little smile, hoping nobody brings your name up at the dinner table. Too late. Your name is dessert now. Sweet, sour, and unforgettable. The best part? The whole damn world is laughing at them. They wanted you to be the clown, the sideshow, the fool. But they're the punchline. They're the meme. Their apologies sound like bad stand-up routines. Their excuses flop harder than a cheap comedy show. And you're the one holding the mic, roasting them until the crowd can't breathe. Every scar you earned is now a joke at their expense. Every betrayal is a setup for your punchline. Let them squirm. Let them sweat. Let them scramble to spin their story while everyone's laughing at the joke they became. Because justice isn't just a verdict. Justice is humiliation served cold. And right now, you're the chef. The funny thing about these snakes is how loud they were when you were down. Whole choirs of clowns laughing at your pain, cracking jokes like your scars were open mic night. But the second the truth hit daylight, oh, the silence. Suddenly everybody's on mute. Suddenly, the same mouths that wouldn't shut up are tighter than church pants after Thanksgiving dinner. Ain't that cute? And the fake sympathy. Hilarious. We're here for you now. Now? Oh, baby. Keep that Hallmark apology. Where was that energy when you were bleeding out? Where was the love when you were screaming into pillows because nobody believed you? Now they want to pray for you. Light candles. Send healing vibes. No. Keep your crystals. Shove your incense. That energy doesn't bounce back. And the best part? Watching the guilty sweat when your name pops up in conversation. They look like they just swallowed glass, smiling through the pain, trying not to cough blood all over the table. You don't even have to say a word. Just exist. Just walk into the room. You're the ghost that rattles their bones. The shadow on their conscience. Their punishment is permanent. Your presence. They wanted you erased, deleted, forgotten. But now you're viral. You're in their nightmares and their news feeds. Their kids will grow up hearing your name as a cautionary tale. Don't be like Mommy and Daddy. They cheered for the wrong side. Imagine that. Bedtime stories with you as the boogeyman. Delicious. And let's not forget every single person who clapped for your pain, who whispered behind your back, who treated your suffering like gossip. They're all on the same sinking ship now. Doesn't matter if they were the captain or the passenger, baby. The ocean don't care. The whole crew is drowning. And you're sitting on the lifeboat, sipping water like it's champagne, watching them flail. Justice isn't polite. It isn't clean. It's ugly. It's petty. It's poetic. And right now, it looks exactly like you. Grinning while the people who tried to bury you are choking on the dirt they threw. Picture it. Them lined up like school kids caught cheating. Heads down, sweaty palms, eyes darting like maybe, just maybe, there's a way out. But there isn't. Not anymore. Every lie, every whisper, every knife they slipped between your ribs. It's all evidence now. And you're not testifying. You are the testimony. Your scars are the exhibits. Your silence, the cross-examination. Your survival, the verdict. Guilty. Guilty as hell. And here's the sick, twisted beauty of it. They don't get sentenced in some courtroom. No. Their prison is everywhere. The streets remember. Their names are punchlines in bars. Their faces are whispered about at church. Their reputations dragged across kitchen tables and group chats like dirty laundry. Every time they laugh now, somebody squints. Wasn't that the one who... And there it is. Their eternal cage. Your truth, branded on their skin. Revenge would have been too easy. You didn't just burn them, you turned them into cautionary tales. They'll never walk clean again. Doesn't matter how they dress it up. Doesn't matter how many charity posts they make, or how loud they clap for the next victim. Your story is a scar across their legacy, and scars don't fade. They scream, and the crowd, oh, the same crowd that doubted you, mocked you, ignored you. They're witnesses now, uncomfortable, fidgeting, whispering prayers into the cracks of their conscience. Because deep down, they know they were part of it too. They laughed at the wrong time. They looked away when it mattered. They let you bleed so they wouldn't have to sweat. And now the sweat is pouring, and you're the one holding the torch. See, the best part about this whole circus is how pathetic they look now. Back then, they strutted around like lions. But now, they're wet cats, hissing in the corner, smelling like piss and desperation. All that fake confidence, all that smug smirk energy, gone. Now they walk into rooms with their shoulders hunched, praying nobody brings you up. But guess what? You're everywhere. You're the Wi-Fi signal they can't escape, the ringtone they hate but keeps going off in public. And the apologies, don't even get me started. We're so sorry. No, you're not sorry. You're scared. Sorry as flowers at the hospital. Sorry as pulling me out of the fire. Y'all didn't bring water. You brought gasoline, and now you want to hold hands and sing. Please, keep your kumbaya. Stick it where the sun don't shine. Fake friends? They're the funniest. Back then, they were louder than ESPN commentators on game night. Now, crickets. Suddenly everyone's claiming they always believed in you, deep down. Yeah, deep down in what? The same pit they buried you in. Get real. They ghosted you when you needed them. But now they're Casper with Wi-Fi, popping up like, "Hey, stranger." Nah, stay a stranger. That role suits you. And the haters? Oh, they're choking hard. Remember when they used your name for punchlines? Now your name is their gag reflex. They can't even scroll TikTok without catching strays. They're deleting old posts, scrubbing timelines like Clorox is going to fix their soul. Spoiler, baby, bleach don't work on cowardice. But here's the real comedy. They thought they were burying you. Turns out you were just a seed, and now you're the tree shading their whole existence. Every time they look up, there you are. Bigger, louder, unmovable, and the fruit falling from your branches. Rotten reminders that they fumbled the bag. They didn't just lose, they lost to you. And nothing's funnier than watching snakes cry about consequences. So laugh, baby, laugh. Because this ain't tragedy, it's stand-up. And the punchline is permanent. You won. They're clowns. And the whole world's in on the joke. That's the real execution. No blade, no bullet, just truth, dragged into the daylight and nailed to their names. Their sentence is forever. And you walk away free, not soft, not polite, not forgiving. Free. Free like fire, free like thunder, free like the very reckoning they thought would never come. So let them rot in their own shadows. Let them choke on their excuses, because you're not waiting on justice anymore. You became it, and now, darling, now the executioner smiles. Isn't it hilarious? These same monsters who thought they could choreograph your downfall are now stumbling through their own blooper reel. They've got that deer-in-headlights look, trying to salvage what's left of their image with pitiful little speeches. We're growing. We've learned. We've changed. Changed into what exactly? Punchlines with business cards, walking apologies nobody asked for. They're like comedians bombing on stage, begging for a laugh while the crowd remembers every dirty trick, every cheap shot. And you're in the back of the room, laughing so hard your ribs hurt. Because here's the joke. They wanted you erased, but erasing you only carved you into stone. You're not a secret. You're folklore, urban legend, the campfire story they warn people about when the lights go dim. Don't mess with them. You'll end up like so-and-so. That's immortality, baby. They tried to kill you, and instead they gave you a crown. They wrote you into history with their own guilty hands. And now, every little thing they do looks suspicious. Smile too wide. Snake, speak too soft. Liar. Pretend to help. Manipulator. They can't escape it. They walk around branded scarlet letters burned into their reputations. Even their laughter sounds guilty. Even their prayers sound fake. You turn them into living caricatures, cartoons that sweat guilt through their pores. And the beauty? You don't have to chase revenge. You don't have to scream or prove or beg. The world's already laughing for you. The gossip mill they once used as a weapon is now chewing them alive. Their reputations are the main course. Their dignity, the dessert. All you have to do is sit back, sip your drink, and enjoy the punchline. See, justice was never about fairness. It was about balance. And now the scales tilt heavy in your favor. They wanted you to be the joke, but the joke's on them. And oh, doesn't it feel good when karma's sense of humor finally matches yours?